Jimmy, we met just coming up on 2 years ago now at Fall Fest.
Yep.
When you were just getting ready to buy
Yep.
to buy the vault and get started. So what did you think that day?
I was wishing we had already owned and been in the building. I remember my wife and I were standing there when we met you, and you just came up and introduced yourself, and we told you what our plans were, and we could see what your vision was. Like, this is awesome. I grew up actually about a mile away from there. Rode my
Really?
bike past the vault. I don't know how many thousands of times. Kid, never thought someday we would own it, and it was exciting to see it. And just you can kind of vision, how can this get to the next level? And one of the biggest things is repetitiveness, doing it every year. First year you do it, it's going to be smaller. The second year you do it, it gets a little bigger. This year, I think all the pieces are in place with what we do with the rib cook-off, the music, the stages, the way we have things organized and split up. Cross your fingers for great weather, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
It also being the Saturday before a Packer game is a huge bonus. Every hotel within miles of here is going to be full. And like Alicia just said about the age group, it is a great thing. How many places can you go as a parent, bring your kids to, enjoy great music, maybe have a cocktail or two, enjoy good food, and have your kids still have fun, because there's enough for them to do as well. Then later on in the evening, you got everything for the adults to do. And it doesn't matter if you're 21 or 50, it's going to be a good time. There's enough diversity out there to do it. But I was excited about it the first time we saw it. I'm like, this is what De Pere is going to do. We want to be here.
Sounds great. Now, as a business owner, as a half step back from this, as a business owner, you know, as we hear, and Celebrate De Pere brings in thousands of people, and some businesses and some residents get a little frustrated by all the traffic and the hassles that it brings and dealing with all of it. But as a business owner, not just that day, do you see an impact from these types of things?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even know how you could try to figure out financially what it does. First of all, Celebrate De Pere and Fall Fest were our two biggest days of the year last year. So enough said on that. But people from out of town come into those. Now they know you're there. They might now know that there is a clothing store across the street, or the spa for children across the street, Snips and Giggles. They may have never known that existed. Now in the back of their minds as the year progresses, and they know they're going to be coming back through the De Pere Green Bay area, what's going to be the first place they think of? They were already there, they had fun, they're going to come back. Or better yet, they're going to tell people to come back. How do you even know sometimes? I try to talk to every new dinner table that I see and introduce myself and welcome them to the vault when they come in for dinner. And sometimes it comes up in conversation. So-and-so told them about the place, or that the food was good, or that they liked watching sports there, or that the music's good. How many of those people came on Fall Fest or during Celebrate De Pere? You just have to do these things as a community. It's worth the hassle of a little bit of work to put it all together. It was probably the most work we had ever done last year for Fall Fest, as our whole team of people, every single one of our 10 employees was there and worked from pretty much sun up to sundown. But it was our biggest day of the year.
And you set up out on the street, and
Yes.
businesses, I think, who really get involved and make that buy-in, and I don't necessarily mean from a financial perspective, but really jump in and get involved. And by the end of the day, I remember last year, you were almost across the whole street.
Sure.
Yeah, you had
People
replicated
were
your
asking
size
us to bring more
outside.
tables out and to bring more chairs out. And again, you got to kind of think outside the box, because you're outside of your walls, literally. So rain or shine, instead of being upset about the negatives, try to focus on the positives and what can we do? What can we do? And take it upon yourself to do it. That's why you're an entrepreneur in the first place, is that part is exciting. So for one day, what can you do to get people over to your booth, to eat your ribs, to bring them into your clothing store, ice cream store, or a restaurant in our case? You just have to put out that effort, and it works.
Very well said. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. And we have a couple of months of a lot of work in front of us, but September 18th, it'll be busy that day, and when it's done, we're all going to be exhausted, but it'll be a great day. Good day. And thank you both for all the work that you've done for this. I know that you have other things you're doing too, so I really appreciate you really coming here, working with the event. Thank you very much. As a regular feature of Chamber Chat, we bring you Moments from Main Street. This month, we spotlight On Broadway, Inc., a Wisconsin Main Street program in the near west downtown of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Christopher Nauman, an emerging design and community development professional, was named executive director of On Broadway in January of this year. Having a background in architecture and urban planning makes him a unique double play resource, and he has contributed to a number of significant public and private projects. Christopher has earned his NCARB certification and is a licensed architect in the state of Minnesota and soon Wisconsin as well. Chris is very active, not only in professional circles, but also in the community in which he lives. With nearly 8 years of experience in the retail commercial development world of larger markets, and with 12 years of architectural design and urban planning experience, Christopher plans on continuing to evolve his career by building his networks, influencing his industry, and leading his community.
My name is Christopher Nauman, and I am the Executive Director for On Broadway Incorporated. On Broadway Incorporated is an accredited Wisconsin Main Street program that is independent and a nonprofit. We are an organization that serves to preserve the historic character of our historic Main Street district, which in this case represents 45 square blocks on the historic west side of downtown Green Bay. We have a very diverse neighborhood, and in that our Main Street program is challenged as we have a diverse use of both residences, mixed incomes, mixed ethnicities, and very high amount of diversity. We also have light manufacturing and industrial warehousing, and a lot of really wonderful commercial uses mixing from both restaurants and hospitality to microbrews and offices, professional offices. And it's really an amazing eclectic district that there really is no duplicate like it in the region. As an organization, we're very heavily dependent on our events and our promotions. It's approximately it represents a third of our fundraising. But it also serves as a way that we can promote our district and really show it off to those who are visiting. Specifically, we have a farmers market is one of our few events, and that farmers market is a 20-week-long event that starts in early June and lasts all the way through October. That event is a Wednesday afternoon farmers market. We've closed the street between 2 blocks along the historic Main Street core. We have approximately 120 vendors that set their booths up against the curbside facing the sidewalk. In this manner, we control our pedestrian traffic between our vendors who are there to sell their goods on a seasonal basis and our storefronts who then appreciate the foot traffic and additional trip generations it makes to their stores. This event draws between 3,500 and 4,000 people every week, and our vendors represent quite a mix. Everything from your seasonal produce to locally produced food products such as salsas, jams, and jellies. And we even have a lot of artisans who bring forth their homemade products into the market. A real key to the success of our market is our local and regional focus. It is about locally grown and produced products, and we actually have a committee that enforces both the diversity and the types of produce and products that we offer at our market. Besides the 20 farmers markets, we also do an event called Taste, which is a sampling of restaurants. We do an art crafting event, which is basically an art fair. We also do a seasonal holiday tree lighting, and we do a midwinter winter fest. All in all, the events are very popular. They raise monies for our organization, and they really drive the success of our Main Street program.
Well, that's this month's Chamber Chat. Thank you for watching. Join us again next month as we continue to discuss and inform and engage businesses, visitors, and communities across the state of Wisconsin to share concepts and ideas, plus new ways of seeing old things. I'm Cheryl Detrick with the De Pere Area Chamber of Commerce. Have a great month.